Hello and good morning. I just got to get a few things off my chest. A few things. And as Captain America would say, before we begin, does anyone want to get off? If you're staying and listening to what I'm about to say, I'm going to warn you this may be a complete thought. This may be a rumble, a ramble. This may be a rant. This may be some of the most intellectual sugar honey iced tea you ever heard. Who knows? Depends on the mood that I'm in. I'm going to give that warning again. This may be a rumble. This may be a rant. This may be a ramble. This might be intellectual. But it's definitely going to be some interesting commentary from yours truly. Sometimes when your boy, the Incredible Hulk, goes down the rabbit hole with people, a lot of people can't travel and look through the abyss. A lot of people think that I'm the brainwashed one when I see things very clearly. I'm like a Kryptonian. I have perfect night vision. I have infrared, ultraviolet. I can see multiple things very clearly. I always have to understand that a lot of the civilians, a lot of the naysayers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't even know if I truly get upset anymore. When you just understand things are what they are. Let's start off with this. The United States is giving over $365 billion to Lebanon. Kamala Harris, literally, it took her 5 days, took Biden 6 to go check on the people affected by Helene. $750 to people who lost hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage a piece. And you have to apply for it? Are you fucking kidding me? If anyone votes for these fuckers back in office, you deserve what the fuck you get. There's no hell deep enough for you. Let's talk about, you're giving only what, $6 billion for veterans, but you got over 300 billion for illegals. Is it breaking up? Is it? Can you hear me clearly? So I have to really take this in consideration, right? And let me know who's in the chat. I have to take this in consideration. Are you fucking convinced that we're doing better under Biden under Trump than under Trump? What's up, JR? What's up, LAPD SWAT 1? Are you fucking serious? You picked illegal immigrants over the people who made sure your country and your borders were secured in the first place? And these are the motherfuckers you think deserve to get Kamala Harris back in office. Back in office. You think she deserves presidency when you pick policy over people? Just because today's Monday, I'm doing 2 of these. I'm doing another one tonight. Stay tuned because I'm thinking of the title for that bitch too. And I'm getting tired. I'm getting sick and tired of a bunch of liberal bitches and a bunch of weak-kneed men who are going to vote for this bitch when she basically put the fucking country and said, kiss my ass. 700. But yet, because you know the media is controlled, when Trump gave 25 million of his own money and started a GoFundMe to bring millions more, he's the devil. He's the devil. If black people aren't the easily fooled morons, and I say that with all due truthfulness, morons that we tend to be politically, we deserve everything but the fuck we get. We deserve everything but the fuck we get. If this haven't taught you something, and I pray to God somebody come up here and say that, Charles, you're being unfair, I'm going to cuss you out and factually dissect you. I'm pissed as a veteran. I even got off the phone with one of my best friends yesterday when I told him abortion's not one of the biggest things we need to fucking worry about. Hey, I'd rather deal with the Joker than the devil. But BGS, we're dealing with Mistress Death, my nigga. We're dealing with Mistress Death. I'm getting tired of a bunch of liberal ass, lazy, can't research a goddamn thing people. 6 billion for veterans, but 300 fucking million for migrants. 360. I keep telling you motherfuckers, when you and your enemy pray to the same God, only one of your prayers can be answered. There's a reason why Batman is very comfortable with the Joker, because he already knows what he's gonna do. I'm sorry, I'm not one of these people who are going to be, I'm not going to be one of those people who's going to be one of those liberal minded people. I'm not for everybody. But you constantly get these fucking women out there in the black community who want to convince us that Donald Trump's bad. No. Answer this shit up. And stop giving excuses for people who are actually in power, okay? And you know what's fucked up about that? When I was reading, a lot of that fucking migrant money, yeah, 650 million went to the migrants from FEMA alone. You're correct. This is the reason why I think and believe the educational system is so shitty, because if you were literally capable of reading comprehension as we used to be 20, 30 years ago, you would have overthrew this motherfucker. You would have voted everybody the fuck out. You would have had referendums left and right. 60 to 70% of your Congress, your executive branch would have been gone. Gone. And you sit there and you motherfuckers wonder why your fucking neighborhoods are crime infested, drug infested, rat infested, roach infested, poverty stricken. Your schools look like goddamn prisons. There's no infrastructure to keep it up or to be built. You are more defeated than blacks during Jim Crow. Even though Jim Crow was a motherfucker, but at least black people had their fucking frame of mind about them. At least black people knew what it was. You don't even do a bit of research. You don't even do one iota of research. What's the average Google search? 5 seconds? You got Twitter. You got all these other fucking places, right? Tell me if you really think these motherfuckers are doing so well. Well, Kamala's the vice president. She's the vice president, which means she carries a lot of fucking influence and power. By default, she's the president of the Senate and cast a record-setting 33 different votes. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Thriving is our members in.
Well, I would argue we're not really thriving right now. This inflation, which by the way was brought to us by Kamala Harris, has really slowed down people from being able to excel.
By Kamala?
Yes.
Vice president.
Charlemagne.
It's still the president.
Charlemagne, listen, man. When Joe Biden wanted to do his American Rescue Plan, Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate. She broke the tie that started this inflation that has hurt so many people in our country. Everybody listening to your show. It's not true?
First of all, it's
You sure you wanna go there?
tie-breaking vote.
You sure you want to go
When
there?
Go outside. Congressman, you go outside.
So you want to go there? Okay, let's go there.
You got notes. You got notes, Angela, right? That's fine. I have notes too.
I'm gonna give it to
The biggest note I have today
I'm gonna give it to Charlamagne.
is that every question I've asked,
Because Angela,
for every infrastructure project in your community,
you can go to
you should
third
go
page,
out
just to
and
highlight
thank
a portion.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the Congress that voted for the American Rescue Plan. That's what should be happening.
Larry Summers wrote an op-ed back in 2021. Larry Summers was the Treasury Secretary for Bill Clinton. He was an economic advisor to Barack Obama. He said that the American Rescue Plan that Joe Biden wanted, that Kamala Harris was a tie-breaking vote in the United States Senate, would create a massive inflation that we have not seen in a generation. Well, guess what? Larry Summers was correct. You know who also was correct, Angela? I was, because I was in the budget committee when they brought the bill. And I said in that committee, it's going to cause massive inflation. That's what happened. So the problem we have in our economy today is that prices have gone up massively. Wages adjusted for inflation is down. People's pocketbooks are hurting. But we have a presidential election in 40 days. So, and I'm gonna ask Envy this question. Envy, you're in the housing business as well. I know because I listen to the show. No, I'm just asking them a question. Chill, Angela. So I listen to the show. I know you do a lot of business in housing. Mm-hmm. Would you hire somebody that broke up stuff in one of your houses to fix the other houses? No. Exactly. She broke the economy.
I'm not going to do this this morning, Byron.
Why you not going to do this, Angela? Because I'm bringing facts. Hold on now. So now I'm bringing facts and you don't want to do it no more? Come on now, Angela. That's not right. I'm bringing facts. I thought we were going to have a fact-based conversation. I want to have a fact-based conversation.
Thriving is our member.
Let's see. That's black women. Facts. Fuck your facts. Fuck your dissertations. Fuck your scientific method. And I'm supposed to lead. BGS, are you still there? And by the way, Rocket King, happy 30th birthday, man. Keep working out. Keep getting this knowledge. LAPD SWAT 1 said, what do I think of Magic Johnson's guilt speech to black men? I got nothing but love for Magic for bringing a lot of infrastructure and jobs to black communities, but on that part, fuck them. Because you sound like a plantation slave, and it's not because you're just a Midwest country dude, but you really do sound like a plantation slave. When niggas about to leave, you like, well, master give us hots, he give us somewhere to sleeps, he give us fresh linens. All we gotta do is be good slaves. All we gotta do is listen to the women's. I'm not gonna listen to a guy that, number one, knows that you were in hot water with your own goddamn wife for doing something. You want us to listen to black women, but you couldn't listen to your own black woman. Okay, see how that works. I'm not judging, but here's my shit. Give me a reason why we should vote for Cammie Harris when there's so much factual evidence that she broke a system. And constantly, and I mean constantly, I'm getting more than enough motherfuckers. More than enough motherfuckers I debate who are personal friends of mine who get fucking upset when I tell them certain things. Abortion's not a priority for black people. Well, you got to look at it from, look, how many black women are fighting for you not to join selective service? You want to know what the title of my later live stream is going to be? Women's rights versus men's responsibility. How can I feel sorry How can I feel sorry for someone who already gets 33 different sets of contraceptives without abortion? You just want the right to be irresponsible. Why should I give a flying fuck? You the same motherfuckers who get mad, upset, and tell me, wait a minute, why do y'all get so hard up on stuff? Why do you gotta be so serious? Answer me this. When are you gonna vote in favor to make your man a better man so he can take you out of your bondage? When are you gonna stretch your arm out with the key instead of keeping the key in the lake so he can unchain himself and free you? But because you have that fear of your man, once he gets on his feet, he's gonna leave you because you're not any good to him. You're not gonna get what you deserve. You're not gonna get what's needed. If anything, what's going to happen is you're going to get a bunch of fucking people to try to circumvent the conversation. No, I don't give a fuck about abortion. It's not important. Sorry. If abortion was so important to a bunch of women, you have the right to vote on it in your area, your region, your state now. If anything, you should be thanking the Supreme Court and then President Trump for giving you more control over the ramifications and the confines of abortion in your region. But the fear jobs. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. What about the women who were sexually assaulted? What about the women who were incest? Not one person ever said they're not against abortion if you were sexually assaulted, if you were a victim of incest or medical complications. Get the fuck out of here, please. We need to stop that disingenuous shit. We need to stop. Well, you got to look at it from a woman. No. I don't have to look at it from shit. Okay? Let's just keep it a buck. I don't have to look at shit. I don't give a fuck about an abortion if I can't afford to feed myself or my kid. If I can't buy a house, what good is it for me? What am I going to do with that? If you don't want to have kids, how much birth control do you have in your favor? Shut the fuck up. Well, there's a bunch of evil. There ain't that many evil people out there. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. By the way, because of my profession, if you do get sexually assaulted, you could take a safe kit, which will kill all the fucking diseases, damn near, and give you whatever birth control you need just in case. So that shit's already covered. Think about it. When we talk about SA, we always talk about it in the women, but when it's happening in prison or when it comes child molestation of boys, we don't talk about that shit, do we? When it's a man being SA'd, sexually assaulted in jail, oh, it's funny. He's less of a man. If it's a teacher touching a 12 or 11-year-old boy sexually, oh, he liked it anyway. And really, Kamala Harris is too damn old to bear children. You're using that shit because you don't have any real talking points, that's all. I want you to think about this, right? You're trying to give so much money to Lebanon. 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 $300 million to Lebanon. But the citizens in your country, and you wrote this on Twitter, proud of it. You're willing to give money to Lebanon than your own American citizens who had a major fucking storm. They found a black woman who was dead next to her twin boys trying to seek fucking refuge in the Carolinas. See, everybody, a black man especially, men always had to be the butt of a joke, but women, because you're the weaker sex. See, this is the reason why a lot of people, no offense to men with daughters, oh, well, you got to make sure your daughter good. Then guess what? Make sure your daughter's a good human being, just like you would make a son would be. It's like a preacher said. This current organization, this current Democratic Party is anti-God, anti-family, and damn sure anti-black people. It's funny how many black people call themselves Christian, but they'll fight for the rights of people who can't procreate and make children. It's funny how many black people are Christian who believe in fornication, who believe in abortion, but won't believe in the rights for a man to stand up for family values. Ain't that about a bitch? I think that's hypocrisy to the greatest level. I really do. A man can't even come to his own goddamn home and be respected. I've never seen a group of people, they can't even be in the same fucking house. There's so many studies of, think about this. You jackasses in the black community. You wanna pull somebody in the fucking office that wants to do a study to see what the effects of slavery were. You want studies but no actions. I've said it once and I say it again. This political season is showing you that black men and black women need to keep their own separate fucking ways. There is no community. There are a bunch of women who just want to have your seed and ride off the cock carousel. As soon as they get mad, they want to take you down to child support, and you got to pay an extortion fee to see your kid. Really? Really? Did you ever hear Kamala talk about that? Did you ever hear Kamala talk about, well, we need to get these fathers rights. We need to make sure they can properly, see their children and raise their children to become, you know, contributing members of society. Black men, you don't even exist on the fucking playing field. You don't even exist. But when a man becomes truthful, a man becomes honest, what happens? I want you to think about that shit, man. I want you to really think about that shit. Let me know if you can still hear me. Hey, Indigo, can you still hear me?
No, we didn't, but do you know the answer? Because I do. So you might want to get a pencil and paper and take some notes because I'll help you do your job. The federal government spent over $66 billion on illegal immigrants in 2023, according to the Federation for American Immigration. Does anyone here want to guess how much we've spent on homeless veterans in 23? Yes? High. Well, let's just start. Higher, lower, the same? Anybody want to guess?
Fractional.
Fractional. Thank you. 3 billion. 66 on illegals, 3 billion on people who have laid down their lives for this country. Can anyone explain up there why that makes sense?
Well, one is including all sorts of benefits, and one is just looking at a very, very narrow.
No, I'm using the same
Well, if you
numbers.
look
I'm,
at-
sir, you are, I am
Correct
using
comparison,
apples
It would
to
be very
apples.
different.
I'm using apples to apples. So since you know, why don't you share with me?
We don't
Oh,
track
you
U.S.
don't know.
We don't track
You don't
track
know.
U.S.
Okay.
veterans in the census, so that would be very helpful if we did. Then I would be
No,
able to
we
give
did,
you a
but do
very.
you know
good-
the answer? Because
good-
I do. I do. So I appreciate your opinion of which you have no facts on, but let me continue and let me educate you some more. The federal government, breaking that $66 billion down, let's look at what we fund. So you might want to get a pencil and paper and take some notes because I'll help you do your job. 5.8 billion in SNAP, 10 billion in Medicare, 8.2 billion in uncompensated hospital expenditures, 3 billion for primary and secondary education for illegal immigrants, And how many illegal immigrants are given taxpayer funded housing compared to the number of homeless veterans that are sleeping on the street? You don't know because you don't want to know. You don't want to see the numbers. Well, I do, and I can share with you the American people do. Because I'll share with you, the people in my district in Michigan of the 9th district, we care about our homeless veterans. We care about our veterans. And yes, we care about them a little bit more than we care about people who have broken the law to get here illegally. So I actually have some suggestions and maybe some answers on how to fix it. Instead of 66 billion, here are a couple things we could spend. The White House has requested 13 million for the National Call Center for homeless veterans. I'm going to say it again. 13 million with an M, right? Maybe we could find that out of that 66 billion, right? Different between million and billion, big difference. We could funnel some more of that 66 billion to our homeless veterans. Anyone opposed to that? Why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we doing it? Anybody got an idea? Anybody got an idea? Why we're not, God bless you, why we're not doing it? I'll tell you why we're not doing it, because the Biden administration does not want to do it. Am I correct? Am I incorrect on that? I didn't think so. This year's budget request from the White House asks for $17.2 billion in mental health spending for veterans. That $10 billion we lose to Medicare spending would surely benefit to struggle with the mental health issues. So why don't we do this? America's a very charitable country. Why don't we take care of our own first? Anyone see a problem with that? Why don't we? I'll tell you why we don't. Because the Biden administration doesn't want to do that. It's maddening to me. The White House budget requested for caregiver support programs not $2.9 billion. Maybe instead of $3 billion for educating illegal immigrants, we can give more funding to caregiver support programs, right? We're all talking about both sides of the aisle, which ironically doesn't even want to participate in this hearing, sadly, but not unexpected. We all talk about caregiving is a problem, right? I hear that on both sides of the aisle. What would happen if we took that $3 billion and gave it to caregivers that live in the United States? Anyone have a problem with that? Why don't we do it? Anybody? The Biden administration doesn't want to do it. And you play games with your facts. And you play this shell game. Well, I'm going to share with you, the American people are not fooled, and they are frustrated and fed up with it. Let's just be honest about where this money is going so we possibly can redirect it to the correct place. Let's start with our veterans.
Now, as a veteran, don't you think I have a vested interest into what the fuck I think? To what I actually think is going on? Do you think I'm vested into, wait a minute, my father who's a veteran? A couple of the guys I'm mentoring who are going through basic training as we speak, my younger cousins who are in the military now, my nephew who's in the army now, don't you think I would have a vested interest in what is being sent to them? Well, I mean, you got to think about it. No American slave lineage. Fathers missing out of their lives. Think about it. You have to carry this, oh, the father wasn't in my home type shit. Black men are not good fathers. See, I want to ask you this question, Rocky King. Who's carrying this lineage of black men being horrible fathers? Is it us? Is it us, Indigo Flow? When all the numbers are ran, why is it that they feel the need to put 90% of our kids with the women? Why? Why? Because you wouldn't have enough reasoning to have most of these for-profit prisons open. Because a lot of black fathers would keep their children in line. $20 acres and a mule. Whenever even white people know it's 40 acres and a goddamn mule. What are we supposed to do? Sit back and wallow in obsolescence? Let the fucking immigrant take over our neighborhoods? Take away resources, occupations? Be around a bunch of women that hate your fucking existence? The same women that'll call you a bullet bag are the same women who will love your dirty drawers if you became a millionaire overnight. But I'm supposed to give a fuck about abortion. How is abortion more important than possibly going to World War III at any fucking minute? Is abortion as important as fucking having high inflation, so goddamn high you can't afford fucking food, housing, and energy? Is abortion so goddamn important that your crime is actually increasing, and the fact that a lot of these police departments are not properly either A, purposely, or B, because their computer systems are so fucking obsolete, they cannot send off all these reported violent crimes to the FBI for the registry. What's more important? Is it more important to actually see who comes from our fucking southern border when you got over 100,000 rapists, gang members, and convicted felons coming through? Don't forget when you have radical terrorism coming right through our borders doing a sea walk. But I'm supposed to give a fuck about abortion. Give me a fucking break. But none of you Negroes, because you drink the fucking plantation Kool-Aid, Jim Jones, want to admit that this Biden-Harris administration has been an absolute fucking failure on each fucking barometer you judge it on. And because some of you niggas are so fucking weak, you can't tell your girlfriends, your wives, your sisters, your moms, your grandmothers, your female co-workers, your female cousins, no, she's horrible. We don't need this bitch in office. You want to send 360 billion to fucking Lebanon. Fucking what? But I'm a radical. I'm not thinking I'm being brainwashed. No, niggas. Why am I being brainwashed when I can see fucking reality for what it is? God help us if a tier 3 fucking unit go. Just an organized extremist group could bring this country to its knees right now. Just an organized one. I want you to think about that. Just an organized one. Just an organized one. You're seeing how poor ass Argentinian gangs are doing in Colorado. A tier 1 unit will cripple this motherfucker. You can't even stop the fucking Ukraine war, and you telling me you're going to have solutions that you could get done right now with your president in power? Your Senate in power? What the fuck? What the entire fuck? I'm convinced that you motherfuckers can't do a goddamn thing unless a black woman tells you to do it. You were not true leaders in your community, black men. I'm gonna tell a lot of you niggas. Honestly and truthfully, give it up. If you made a decision and said this is final, would your woman listen to you? Let's be serious. Some of you can't even get respect. And I ain't even gonna go hard on the women. I'm gonna go hard at the niggas. Because you, out of all people, should see what the world says about you. You should see what it is. True Trib said, surrounded on all sides, set up to fall. We know this game, and we will come out of the ashes reborn, unrelenting. We're gonna have to do something because right now we're taking a fucking fool's gambit. Okay? A fool's gambit. And let's be fucking honest about this shit, man. This is not nice, what I'm saying. And it's purposely not nice. You people are more hemmed up on personality than progress. You have went backwards politically, black people. For what? Your level of ignorance and incompetence is astounding. It's incalculable, and there's no measurements that we can use. So he racist. Show me how he's fucking racist. It's kind of funny how black people will totally omit 45 years of Biden, 50 years of Biden. They will omit everything about Kamala. What the fuck does she do for black? She told you she ain't doing shit for black people. And what you niggas do? Okay. Talk to you with a southern accent. God damn, man. I need to get my money up and go live in the woods somewhere because I'm sick of this shit. You motherfuckers don't deserve the space. You motherfuckers truly don't deserve the space. Guys like a BGS, an Angry Man, and others, a lot of motherfuckers don't deserve the space. We gotta be honest about this shit, man. We got to be honest about this shit. Let's talk brass tacks, man. What the entire fuck did we get out of this? It's like that wise philosopher Frankie Beverly once said, running away, we need some rejuvenation, tell the truth. Running away, trying to find a better situation. The American public never used to be so fucking stupid, man. You would vote for a motherfucker where when she ran on her own, she didn't even make it to the fucking primaries. She dropped out. Tulsi Gabbard ripped her a new asshole. And you think she's gonna do right by this fucking country when she ain't doing right now? And every time you put her feet to the fire, well, she the vice president. She the vice president. If that would have been a black man, would you hold him to the same standard? Fuck no. Fuck no. You need to stop that bullshit. I'm gonna ask you this question, black men, especially you all the sons. Is this the motherfucker you really think that your child deserves? Is this the world you think your son needs to inherit? I'm just asking for a friend. I mean, really, too many of us are going to get cussed out by our sons for leaving such a abysmal world to them. We couldn't stand on shit. We were weak. We wonder why the next generation won't even know who we are, what we did for them. We're just laying on our backs, exposing our belly for what? A bunch of people that don't like you? You got a bunch of silly broads out there listening in on the damn, what is it, the ports when they were about to strike, and they were striking for like what, 12 to 24 hours. Everybody should strike. You know what? I'm gonna agree with the broads. I think men should go on strike. All men should just say, fuck it. You don't want to give me fairness? You don't want to give me my kids? You want to extort me for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every month for a child that I don't even see? Guess what? I'm going to go on strike. I'm going to go on strike. But you know what's sad about men these days? Men are too cowardly to do it. They're too bitch made to do it. It used to be something to be feared, to be respected, to be admired, even at some point to be loved. But what happened? You allow your sensitive ass feelings to override your God given common sense. And what has that gotten you? Betrayal. Betrayal. But you know what's so interesting with me is that when I tell the truth about this shit, I'm the one looked at like I'm crazy. I just sat there and showed you and let you listen to two different videos about the failure of this administration. No feelings, all facts. But you'll still vote for this bitch anyway. There's gonna come a time where you're gonna answer to your kids, man. I'm gonna tell you two things you should have on your person: firearms, ammunition, training, and a passport. People think this is some crazy talk. No, I've seen things the average American, 90% of America will never see. Actually, 99. We'd be fucking honest for a second. I think that's the ultimate what you need. I think some of us need to actually. I think they may actually need. I think they actually need some strife. I think they actually need that strife. Sometimes I'm really thinking that a lot of black people need to go through some shit to actually see what the hell they're about to lose. I think it's about that time that a lot of Americans may have to go through some shit in order to appreciate it. And I don't really want to be on that type of time because I don't want to see anybody and their family have to suffer. I don't think that people should go through fucking suffering. You should look at other people and say, you know what? I learned my lesson. You have to have an all in or all out moment. And I don't think that you're willing to do it. I don't think you have it in you. Got to get your morning coffee, cigar, and coffee. What's up, embrace villainy? If you never fought through, if you never fought through losing it all and rebuilding, how could you ever let your struggle? You can't. It's impossible. Overall, what the government is doing to Maui and North Carolina is treason. It is treason. But you're sending 300 million to Lebanon the day after. But you get 750 fucking dollars. I lose a home, I lose memories, I lose electronics, I lose everything, and all I get is a lousy 300, $750. America, you have gotten so weak and pathetic that it's not even funny. It's not even funny. I don't want to hear shit. You vote this dumb bitch. You vote this dumb bitch in power, man. You voter in power. See what the fuck you gonna get out of it. See what the fuck you gonna get out of it. Black men, you need to grab your balls in the morning and act like you got a pair and actually be bold and say no. We're not gonna settle for this bullshit anymore. We're not gonna take this anymore. You need to stop. Stop looking at guys like me as the enemy. If anything, I'm supposed to be your wake up call. I'm supposed to be your anger. A guy like me in any other fucking place and time, even the black community back in the 50s, the military and a policeman would have been revered. You don't even have respect for fucking eligible fucking black men. You have babies by bums. It's always, well, she's got to do it on her own. But if it comes to a black man in a situation, he should have picked better. Pick a struggle, fucker. You've been around good black men all your fucking lives and you rebuked them like it was some demonic possession. And see, you know what really frustrates me? Is to see motherfuckers do this shit. When all you have to do is average research, dude. Average research. Nobody's telling you to write a dissertation. Nobody's telling you to do anything that's hard. But you rather be under the foot of someone than actually climbing that mountain and being on top. Where does it end? Where does it end? Maybe we are permanent slaves or something. Maybe we don't have the conviction to do right. I'm just wondering. Maybe we openly deserve this shit. Maybe this is our divine punishment. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you. Have an escape plan, dude. Have an escape plan. You're the least respected. No one has your back. They purposely undereducate your sons, your little brothers, your nephews, your little cousins, your little mentees. America right now is violating Charles Faulkner Jr.'s third rule of the three things the black community does not give a fuck about. Being able to be the hero of your own narrative. They're literally robbing people, especially men, of this shit. And you're right. This is treason. This is treachery. It goes against any constitutional right that was bestowed upon us. And to allow any and everybody, enemies, foreign and domestic, to take over, and there's no retribution. What the fuck do you got? And once you formed a cult, here comes the federal government trying to break that shit up because you might get bigger. You're gonna have to get a. I told you. For all of you who don't have firearms, ammo, training, the ability to cook and hunt, a passport, some medical training, some medical equipment. If you really love your daughters and your sons, you will get them through an EMT or a first aid course, at least a first aid course. You give them some survival courses. Take them out, learn how to camp, learn how to start a fire, learn how to do some shit. It's a damn shame many of your teenage boys don't even know how to change a fucking tire. The reason why they give these boys to the mothers is because they know the mother ain't gonna teach them shit. You can't cook, can't clean, can't iron, can't do shit. They're just attack dogs. Can't even, you're right, can't throw a punch, can't shoot a gun properly, can't fucking make a bid, can't do shit. Well, let me get out of here, man. I rambled on long enough. Meet up with me later tonight when I do part 2. Be on the lookout for that. Because I'm going to have an open panel for that shit too as well. Woo! Peace.